remodeling and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilders.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care. A proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Do you trust those in charge of your financial future? Trust is founded on 3 core principles: competence, honesty, and benevolence. Those making decisions about your financial future should always place your best interest ahead of their own. I'm Natalie Fernandez-Lee, and at Meridian Wealth Management, fostering trusted relationships with our clients is our top priority. Call us at 719-1433 or visit meridianwealthllc.com to learn more today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Make Dave & Buster's a part of your weekly rituals. Military Monday, get extra gameplay on your card. Tuesday night is trivia night with great prizes. Thursday is extra credit with student discounts on gameplay after 9 p.m. Stop in Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for lunch specials. Want more? Rewards members will get an extra 100 chips with a purchase of 100 chips and Sunday sips for hospitality workers. Full and quick service restaurants, hotels, and amusement parks. Discounted beverages and apps after 9 p.m. only at Dave & Buster's.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and two-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
Bear down, Wildcat Nation. Our Window Depot coverage of U of A basketball continues. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. A full wrap-up on today's Wildcats contest, top takeaways, reaction from the players and head coach Tommy Lloyd, plus your thoughts on what you saw. The postgame show is brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is your home for Arizona basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Inside, shot short off the rim by Blakely. Arizona with the rebound. Here's KJ Lewis the other way. Crosses midcourt. Leave it high for Townsend. Inside Awaka. Behind the defense. Lays it in. And he's fouled. Tobe to the line.
It's that high-low look from Townsend straight down the pipe to Awaka, who ran the floor very hard, posted up right in front of the rim. That is a principle for Tommy Lloyd's postmen. Run the floor hard, you'll be rewarded.
What a game for the transfer big man out of the University of Tennessee, Tobe Awaka. I might as well just give him the Window Depot glass cleaner of the game right now. So I'm actually going to do that. He is the Window Depot glass cleaner of the game, Tobe Awaka. 15 rebounds, 8 at the offensive end, 7 at the defensive end. Window Depot, lowest prices, biggest inventory. Shop thewindowdepot.com. I think that's the earliest we've ever given out that award, but why not? Because he was definitely deserving of it tonight. 15 rebounds to go along with 18 points, blocked a couple of shots, and had a steal in how many minutes did he play tonight? 21 minutes for Tobe Awaka. 102-44 the final. The Arizona Wildcats knock off Old Dominion at McHale Center, and they are now 2-0 to start the season. Welcome into the postgame show. I'm David Kelly. I've got my guys. We've got Kelvin Efon. We've got J.W. Madden with us, and we've got you. And we want to talk to you coming up for the rest of this show. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program today and talk about what you saw. It was a good crowd out at McHale Center today. Fans came out on a Saturday. Tommy Lloyd, as you heard in his postgame comments, he likes to see that. 13,000 9:82 on a Saturday afternoon, and now we can all go and have a nice, fun dinner and enjoy a Tucson evening after a basketball win. That's just the way Tommy likes it and just the way his guys made it happen today. My guys, Kelvin Efong, JW Madden, guys, initial thoughts on this win by Arizona?
Man, well, they came out hungry, man, again, on that defensive end of the court. Again, they understand that they're only going to play 20, 25 minutes right now. And it just seems like they're just aggressive in the passing lanes, playing tough defense, forcing the Old Dominion into tough shots. I just thought they just did a great job as a team defensive-wise, sharing the ball as usual. They do the 20 assists and 9 turnovers. Guys just came out there and had a great effort, and I thought it would be that way. I thought they would shut down Old Dominion on the defensive end.
What say you, Mr. JW Madden?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest takeaway for me was defensive intensity. I just think that they really took it to Old Dominion. Obviously, they did not shoot well in that game. The first game that ODU played, they shot 42%, really relied on the offensive boards. But Arizona came into this one shutting that water off, Kelvin. I mean, they really made a concerted effort to make sure that Old Dominion was not going to have anything going tonight easy. What was that, 13-0? ODU got into a little bit of a run. After that, they kind of gathered themselves, got back into it. Really impressed with the effort and energy by all the guys, but especially those bench guys. We talked about some of those newer guys coming in. Obviously, I mean, Awaka's the big takeaway, just energy all over the court on both sides. But some of the other guys, I think Townsend had a much more clean game tonight, much more comfortable in that Wildcat jersey than maybe it was the first time. And Delorso, missed some shots, but really kind of feeling himself out there as well. So good to see the new guys getting that rhythm, getting that the way that flow offense is working.
Tobe Awaka, 8 of 10, and man, is he strong. I mean, some of them rebounds, he was just taking the basketball away from them boys.
Yeah, no, just beastie. And you know what I always tell people, you have to remember also, there's a reason why everybody else don't have 8 offensive rebounds. It's because he understands the positioning. He understands where the ball is going to bounce. A lot of people is more to it than just being the biggest, strongest guy. You have to understand what position to be in, where the ball is going to be at. And he's always right there carving out early positioning. A lot of people understand that. You have to get that early position where you're in front, where you don't have to push a guy in the back. Notice he didn't really get any dumb fouls. As much as Bucky as he is, big offensive tackle, we could use him right now on the football team. But that's another story on that offensive line. But that's another story right there. But he can just carve out space, man, and he don't get any over the backs. He doesn't push guys out the way. He just uses his body and just maneuver him with his hips, and just a great aggressive. I'm sitting there thinking, J-Dub, how are they gonna get this guy out of the starting lineup?
Leverage, man, leverage. That guy understands leverage, Calvin.
Yeah, and a couple of crooked numbers when you talk about offensive rebounds. Tobe Awaka had 8. Carter Bryant had 3 offensive rebounds. Henry Vasar had 4. You like to see that. 24 total. I mean, just absolutely obliterated Old Dominion on the boards. Did the Wildcats plus 31 in the rebounding edge today in this contest for U of A. That is really good to see with 24 of those coming at the offensive end of the floor. I didn't see what the second chance points, 23. So 24 offensive rebounds, 23 second chance points. That's pretty good for Arizona to get the win today.
And I'll say this, I love that they didn't let a smaller, scrappier team out-hustle them. I mean, these guys were all hustling. I mean, what I can see out there, J-Dub, at DK, was these guys fighting for minutes for next week, because there's no way possible he could play 10 guys going into next week. These guys were putting on their final audition for those minutes going into when things get serious, because it's going to really ratchet up next week.
It's one of those deals, right, when you got 20 guys on the roster and you've been seeing each other, for like 3 months now, Kelvin, and you're ready to see somebody else. In addition to, there's probably 6 guys, 7 guys soaring up in that rotation that are going to be there no matter what. The other guys, like you just said, they're trying to make a name, make sure they get on film what is it they want to bring to this team this year.
5 players in double figures in the ball game, led by Tobe Awaka's 18 points. You got 12 from Carter Bryant in the reserve role. He had 5 of 7 in the game. 11 from Anthony Del Orso in a reserve role. I was starting to feel a little bit nervous for Anthony, especially that sequence where he threw up about 2 or 3 straight threes in a row and missed. I was like, oh my gosh. It was funny because when he finally made one, he threw his hands up in the air. It's like, finally, one goes in. Hopefully that was the one he needed to see go.
You know what, though? That sequence was great because both those offensive rebounds, Kelvin, they went right back to him.
Yeah, and me and you both know what that means. These guys trust that he can make that shot. He definitely could have made another pass, and I think on the third one, I was like, make another pass. But when he knocked it down, I said, man, that's huge for him and for the guys, because you want your teammates to know that you're fearless, and this is what I do. I'm here. He's going to be big for the scoring punch coming off the bench. He's going to be like a microwave guy that you expect to just come up and get shots up, no matter if Caleb in foul trouble or he's tired. You need another guy that can get those shots up, and he's a guy that has no fear. So to me, he's gonna be that guy, and the other guys trust him to get those shots up. And with the way that they offensive rebound, I mean, hey, he just got to go for it. That's just gonna be his role.
Not as clean a game from the line for the Wildcats. They missed 11 free throws in this one, but went to the line 29 times. So still a nice number there to shoot for Arizona. 4 of those came from Tobe Awaka, so maybe that's the one area where he's maybe not as strong at the free throw lines.
I'm not great at math, DK, but 29 is more than 22.
It is. That is true. That is true for sure. We got that math going very well there.
Coach wants more free throws than three-pointers. Yeah. 29 free throws today, 22 attempted threes.
There you go. 8 of 22 from 3 was the number in this contest for Arizona. What is that? 36% on the game. Final score, 102-44. We'll get into your calls and much more. It's Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day. Calvin Efon, J.W. Madden with me. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Our Window Depot postgame coverage of Arizona basketball is just getting started. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The postgame show is brought to you by Dave & Buster's Tucson, Desert Diamond Casinos, Dorado Rock, First Chiropractic, Goodfellas AC, Humane Society of Southern Arizona, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, Restaurant Supply Store, Royal GMC, Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, the Poston Results Team with Keller Williams, Southern Arizona, the Window Depot, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 35 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees. Bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including Tucson and Sierra Vista, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 2,200 5-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after an accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm 4 years in a row tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE Eagle.
Hey homeowners, are you ready to chill out and go green? Goodfellas Air Conditioning can help. Introducing our latest lineup of energy-efficient systems featuring the new R32 refrigerant. It's cooler, greener, and better for the planet. You'll enjoy lower energy bills and a smaller carbon footprint. Not a fan of change? Goodfellas has a surplus of reliable R410 systems available. Unsure about what system you have or have questions? Give us a call for a free inspection. Goodfellas Air Conditioning, keeping it cool, keeping it green, and always keeping you comfortable.
Honey, our yard's full of weeds. Looks like a jungle and the neighbors are complaining.
I know. I'm trying to get rid of them, but the product I'm using, it doesn't work.
Oh.
Not to mention, I don't have the time.
But it's not just weeds.
It's not?
No, I'm seeing ants.
Ants?
Yeah, and spiders.
Ooh, spiders.
I know, and I think I saw a scorpion.
No way.
Yes way, and there's a pack rat in our garage.
Ew. Okay, I'll call University Termite and Pest Control today. We'll get rid of all of them.
Okay, honey, thank you.
University Termite and Pest Control, locally owned. Find them online at bepestfree.com.
The Window Depot is more than a window store. The Window Depot is a one-stop warehouse with everything you need for your complete home remodel. Shop the aisles of pre-built cabinets in a variety of colors, granite and quartz countertops, sinks, skylights, and hardware to complete your project. Need a custom order? We can help. Our designers offer free design services and can special order everything you need for your kitchen or bathroom remodel today. Shop thewindowdepot.com or find a location near you. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Go Wildcats! As a new season starts, the Tucson Police Department bears down with the Tucson community. We are looking to build our team, and we need you. Interested in joining our starting lineup? Visit jointucsonpd.org. Join our team and score a great career. From our commissioned officers to our professional staff, Tucson Police Department proudly stands behind the Arizona Wildcats. Bear down and apply today at jointucsonpd.org.
Broadway in Tucson presents the new 2024-2025 season, featuring 6 blockbuster productions, including Mamma Mia and the Southern Arizona premieres of Clue, live on stage, Beetlejuice, Some Like It Hot, the Neil Diamond musical, A Beautiful Noise, and Shucked. Secure your signature season tickets today and get the best seats at the best prices. Visit BroadwayInTucson.com and secure your 2024-2025 season tickets today.
Are you facing plumbing problems and need a reliable solution? Whether it's a leaky faucet, a clogged drain, or an upgrade to a tankless water heater, Right Way has you covered. And for a limited time only, we're offering 10% off your next repair or installation. Don't let plumbing issues ruin your day. Call Right Way at 520-276-2775. We'll get a plumber to your door. If it's worth doing, do it the right way.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Kia, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Kia, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus or royalkia.com.
Our Window Depot coverage on the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now back to your hosts, David Kelly, the Captain Kelvin Ifan, and J.W. Madden.
Out to Love, springs a deep three out there, in and out, no good. KJ Lewis, offensive rebound, pumps, no shot. Leave it for Bradley. He's open for three. Jaden drains three. And Wildcats off to a quick start here on their opening shot.
That was Jaden Bradley's lone three-point shot of the day. 3-guard play in game number 2. They weren't needed as much due to the inside dominance of the likes of Tobe Awaka and Henry Vasar scoring-wise, and Carter Bryant off the bench. Jaden Bradley, 7 points in 20 minutes. He had 3 assists, 2 turnovers, and a steal. Caleb Love, 10 points. He had a pair of trays to go along with just 1 assist, didn't turn the ball over. KJ Lewis, 9 points on the day, 4 of 6 from the floor. He had 2 assists and 0 turnovers. So the 3 of them together today had 6 assists to 3 turnovers. And they had 3 steals. Not, obviously, as I mentioned, not needed as much in this game with the way that things kind of played out. And you're going to, in guys, in games like this, you're going to kind of see those flows where, other guys are going to step to the forefront offensively like we saw with Tobe Awaka and some of those other guys.
Well, when you're playing against a smaller team, that's what should happen. You should go inside to your bigs and let them go to work, especially after a game where you guys were being so aggressive and things were happening. I think this is exactly what you do. I think when you have a great game, especially early in the season, the next thing you need to do is make sure you get your other guys going, especially your bigs. I've been saying this for years, as long as I've been around here. If you have to make the big man happy, because they will board for you. They will play defense you. They will have your back.
They can't pass it to themselves.
Uh-huh.
They can't pass it to themselves.
They can't pass it to themselves. So when they have mismatches or when things are going good for them, you get them the ball. Because one thing about being a guard, you always are going to have a chance to shoot because you have the ball. So you can make a decision to jack that thing up whenever, or you can pass it to one of your teammates.
Especially with Steph Curry's tape out there, man. Everybody's trying to do this off the dribble, behind the back, pull up over 2 guys, right?
And I'll say this, and one thing I love about what I'm seeing with our 3-point attempts right now is they're all catch and shoot. They're not off the dribble. They're not the Steph Curry off the dribble. And I've said this before. The most open you are is when you first catch the ball. So if you open and you feel it and you're going to shoot it, that's probably the best time to do it. So I'm loving seeing all these guys with the catch and shoot because that's going to equal to a higher percentage.
Real quick, DK, to your point about the trends and the changes and the ebbs and the flows, I think a big part of that has to do with these new guys and the new rotations, right? Because you're talking about a bunch of guys who played together now for 2-3 months at most in any kind of organized runs. And it takes some time to kind of figure out, Kelvin, as far as, what you're trying to do within the concepts of the offense. Coach said after the game tonight, he said, trying to play fast with fundamentals. And I love that turn of phrase because that's exactly right. When you're talking about playing with pace, but not turn the ball over 50 times, because what's the point of playing with pace if you're just giving the ball right back over? So that idea of these new guys, DK, getting kind of an understanding of that flow, because it is a real read and react kind of situation where you don't know exactly where a guy's going to go. Awaka, is he going to set a screen and then curl back down to the post, right? Or is he going to go back out? So the idea of those guys playing together, you get that physicality of understanding people's tendencies even better, and then it just leads to the flow of the offense even more.
10 guys with double-digit minutes again tonight. Another productive short stint for Mateus Krivas. 12 minutes, but 6 points and 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals. I mean,
it's the same
for 12 minutes.
It's the same as when he first stepped on campus, guys. People might have been, because remember, Bala would come out, Krivas would come in, and even from game one, Kelvin, you could see the guards like, okay, Krivas has got position. I'm getting him the ball. I'm getting him the ball. I'm getting him the ball. And that was from game one last year. And you know what that is? They've been seeing it in practice. They've been seeing what Mount Krivas can do around that rim. And so they know it's a bucket. So they're looking every time Krivas gets anywhere close to that bucket, they're rewarding him for the hard work it took for him to come back from this injury. But also, he's just a force down there.
And I was thinking to myself, I was like, these practices with the bigs must be out of control. I mean, even with these guards, even though
throw Karnowski in there too, man. Throw Coach Karnowski in there
Coach
too,
Karnowski, right? Throw him in there.
Oh man, I mean, these guys right here, boy, that's going to be huge going into this season. I mean, this the type of team that can contend with the Houstons of the world and the Kansas of the world with being able to have basically 30 fouls with your bigs.
Well, hey, Baylor and Kansas have always been front court teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Baylor has had a few nice guards, but they really kind of, butter their bread with their forwards. Mm-hmm. And then Kansas has always been that way, especially under Self. So as far as having a nice front court, you're going to need it in this league, guys, because that's a front court league as far as I'm concerned.
All right, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Let's take a second to pause for station identification. Arizona knocks off Old Dominion 102-44. This is Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. You're listening to the flagship of Arizona Wildcats Athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Along with J.W. Madden and Calvin Efon, I am David Kelly, talking about the Wildcats' second victory of the season, winning the first 2 games at home. Now the first road trip is on the horizon as the Wildcats will head out to Madison, Wisconsin next week, or this week, really, this coming week, this coming Friday, to take on the Wisconsin Badgers. And then they'll have a week off to get ready for the Duke Blue Devils, who will come to town on November the 22nd. That, too, will be a Friday night. One of the other things, guys, I liked, and we've talked a little bit about, high-low action with this team, but saw a lot of high-low action with Tobe Awaka being the low guy tonight.
Yeah, and Townsend.
Yeah.
And Townsend got down there, and I was happy to see both of those guys being able to be interchangeable, where Tobe can go outside and make that pass as well as Trey can get in the post and post up, because, that's both of those guys' game. I was happy to see Trey not standing behind the three-point line, looking for the ball, looking to prove that he's a three-point shooter, to get back inside and do some of the things that he can do. So great to see both of those guys being a little bit more aggressive offensively.
Yeah, so many matchups situational, right? I mean, it just depends. If Townsend's got, like a 6'3" guy on him, Kelvin, gets down there. I like that lineup when they had the 2 bigs and Carter Bryant. Did you see that bit? Where both, so that's real scary if you're talking about that. And obviously Carter, unbelievably talented freshman, but he's still a freshman. He's got a lot to learn at this level. But thinking about the possibilities of the just sheer, size advantage that you could have on the front line, mixing in matches, I just love the idea of Awaka and Townsend, and then the option of, Vasar, Krivas, Bryant. They just have the option if they need to, Kelvin, if they're going up against some kind of giant team. They got the option of putting some big guys out there.
Yeah, man, and whoever, again, I'm always talking about Carter Bryant's mentor, but he got in his ear, man, and told him, you better show up today, because I was like, yeah, Carter's going to be out. He's going to be down about 5 minutes, a game. But watching him play like that, his shot-making ability, got in there and rebound on the offensive side of the ball, still got to get on that defensive end. I don't care how many Tobe taking up. You got to go in there and go take you some. That's just what you have to do. Because you have to stat on that side. But, man, the way that he shoots the ball, man, and the way that he gets in the passing lanes,
his
the
hands,
natural length that he has. Man, he looks so young out there, though. When the last time we had a freshman recruit, like a real freshman playing? So he looks so like a baby out there. I keep thinking to myself, like, man, what if he come back for a year or two? But you can see that talent jumping off the screen, why he's considered in the NBA. And I'll say this last thing. If he keep making plays like that, little flashes like that turnaround jumper, that catch and shoot three from the corner at 6'8",
smooth.
He won't be around here long, DK.
No, I think people anticipate that he's going to be around here very long at all. He's got that type of flow and that type of ability out there to play this game at a very, very high level. Old Dominion, of course, was limited as well in today's game. They did not have their talented guard, Robert Davis Jr., who I believe was your pest, J-Dub. He was out and did not play in tonight's game due to injuries. So that was a huge loss for them because he had been real productive for them in their first game of the season. And they just did not have the offensive firepower, at least that they had shown, to be able to put up some points in the first game that they had played against Buffalo earlier this week when they had 82, held to 44 tonight. We'll dive into our best bets. We'll see if anybody cashed tickets today on this one, as well as what we thought the keys to the game were going to be for the Arizona Wildcats and how that played out at McHale Center on a Saturday afternoon, a gorgeously sunny Saturday afternoon here in southern Arizona. 102-44 is the final. Arizona knocks off Old Dominion. It is Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, the post-game show. Along with Kelvin Efon and J.W. Madden, I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. 6 model homes are now open to tour at Del Webb at Rockin' K. Here, life is about more than just beautiful homes. It's about the experiences waiting outside your front door at this new 55-plus active adult neighborhood. LiveRockingK.com. Designed by nature. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
The Window Depot has everything you need to create the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams. Browse the aisles of in-stock cabinets available in a variety of sizes and configurations and instantly elevate your space today. Visit a showroom and let our experts guide you. Whether you're choosing from ready-to-go designs or creating a custom masterpiece, we can help you select the perfect wood type, color, and style, and top it off with unique hardware to complete your look. Find a location near you at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot. More than a window store.
Hi, this is Peter Costa, former governor of the New York Stock Exchange and proud member of the Advisory Business Council with Meridian Wealth Management. One thing I've learned over 40 years on the floor is the value of a trusting relationship with your financial advisor. After all, everyone is a genius when the markets are going up, but when they drop, that's when the guidance of a professional is most important. For more information about Meridian, call 719-1433 or visit online at meridianwealthllc.com.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 35 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees. Bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including Tucson and Sierra Vista, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 2,200 5-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after an accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm 4 years in a row tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
Quick, she's over here. I don't know. I just found her like this.
Yeah, she's banged up, but she'll be fine.
Oh, thank God. What can I do?
Just need the keys. And, sir?
Yeah?
Your car's gonna be fine.
Thank you.
Mobile detailing from Recon Auto Detailing. Tired of wear and tear on your vehicle or just tired of cleaning it yourself? We'll come to you. Book with us online and see why we have over 1,100 5-star reviews. Recon Auto Detailing. ReconDetail.com.
Driving the lane, dunking on the competition, and playing as a team. These are things we'll see this season watching our Wildcats play basketball. These happen to be the things you'll also find when you buy your next vehicle from O'Reilly Chevrolet. The only difference is at O'Reilly, nobody gets penalized for traveling. Heck, we actually encourage it. See us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or find new roads at O'Reilly.com where you can experience our version of a steal. O'Reilly Chevrolet, more than a great price.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Always trust the big guy. Mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair at coolwillies.com. Cool Willie's is proud to be a partner of the University of Arizona Wildcats radio broadcast. Two powerful teams working hard for you to get the job done right every day. Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Big enough to help, small enough to care. Remember to mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair. coolwillies.com.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care. A proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Our Window Depot coverage on the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now back to your hosts, David Kelly, the Captain Kelvin Ifan, and J.W. Madden.
Conrad, leave it back for Mo, top of the circle, throw it inside for Townsend, laid up and good.
Went up high for that as Krivas put it in a place that only Townsend could catch it on that high-low entry.
20-9, Arizona with the lead.
Yeah, that was one of those high-low plays we were talking about right there. We went to Trey Townsend today. 21 assists for the Wildcats. Vasar had 3 of those 21. Krivas had 2 of those 21. Love to see when your 7-footers have crooked number assists.
Is when big get the ball, what we always tell a big, when you get the ball on the perimeter, look into the other big automatically. Because a lot of times what happens is you have the other big that's able to block his shot or challenge his shot out on you. So when you give him the ball, usually it's a smaller guy coming over to help, so he has a chance to score. So, I'm not surprised, man, these guys going to each other as they start to trust each other even more in practice, because right now they've been enemies every day, right? They've been enemies, and I don't know if I want to quite pass it to you and you do good right now. But that's going to steal some minutes for me. But you start to become boys as the season started to come on. I mean, because, at first in the preseason, not quite so much, because we still wrestling for minutes here. But as you start to be cool, you're going to see them looking for each other even more and enjoying each other's success.
Conrad Martinez off the bench. He was one of the 10 guys who had double-digit minutes I mentioned in the last segment. He had 4 assists. He led the team in assists in the ball game. 3 for Jaden Bradley, 3 for Anthony Del Arso, and I mentioned 3 for Henry Vasar there to go along with, again, he had 10 points and 9 rebounds, so just the rebound shy of missing out on a double-double for Henry Vasar as well. So some good performances out there. And all 10 of those guys that got double-digit minutes had plus or minuses in this game of 20 or above in a 102-44 win for the Wildcats. 520-848-1290 is the number for you to get in on the program. 520-848-1290. We'll take your calls. We'll probably go to around 6:30, maybe somewhere in that neighborhood today. Get you out of here and get you ready for some dinner tonight here in Tucson, and enjoy a great evening after a great victory for your Wildcats. Let's find out if anyone cashed any tickets on this ball game today.
Tucson, what happened with today's best bets? Did the Cats beat the spread? It's time to look at the best bets, brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
All right, the line on this game was 29, and the Wildcats win it by 58. Is that correct? Is my math correct there? 58. Yeah. So they covered times 2+ on this ball game. Everybody took U of A and laid the 29.5 points on this one today. The over-under was 159.5, so 3 higher than what we had last week. It comes in at 146. So J-Dub and Calvin get 2 wins today. I have to settle for the split as they both took the under on this one, and I took the over on that one. No Robert Davis. That was a big loss for Old Dominion. They were also Stephon Walker. Stephon Walker was my pest. He played 24 minutes but only scored 2 points in the game. And I think you had R.J. Blakeney.
Right.
And he only scored 2 points in this game in 16 minutes. They only Devin Caesar was the only player that they had who scored in double figures, and he scored 10 of his 12 in the first half of the game. So they held him to just 2 points after the intermission tonight.
But I say for Old Dominion, this was a tough game for them. But to go on the road and play at Arizona with a new coach, Mike Jones, I mean, this is some tape that he can really use. Yeah, they got beat up, but they had some guys that was in there fighting. So it's something that he can build with in there. It was just, with a brand new team coming to play against a team like Arizona on the road, you expect to get whooped like this. But I just think that he got something to work with there. And when you play this type of competition, it'll get you ready for conference.
Yeah, I mean, come on. If you're talking about building culture from a former player at Old Dominion, you heard him in our pregame. We played some of his introductory press conference. He's over the moon to be there at Old Dominion. You know he's about to build this tough culture, Kelvin, and going on the road and playing against a top 10 Arizona team. Teachable moments. Hey, this here, maybe do this instead. All of that. But just as a whole, when you go on and you get, you're not in a game like this, it's really a matter, Kelvin, of understanding, hey, you want to be where those guys are. Let's work towards getting there.
Absolutely. So those are your best bets. Everybody now 2-2 after 2 games.
Those are today's best bets. They're brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
102-44, Arizona knocks off Old Dominion. We're keeping an eye on the Goldberg and Osborne injury lawyers scoreboard. College football in the Big 12 today. Number 20 Colorado right now winning by 2 touchdowns on the road at Texas Tech. That is fast becoming a pretty interesting story. The Colorado Buffaloes.
College football playoff for Dion?
Are putting themselves in the position to play in the Big 12 Conference Championship game in Deion Sanders' second season with the school. And they're just, I mean, again, I think the thing that really impresses me most about this team is the way they play defense. I mean, this is a very good defensive team that they've got. I was impressed when they came in here and held the Wildcats to 7 points. They're really learning the lessons of those gold jackets that they've got around them, and Deion Sanders and Warren Sapp down front with some of those guys up front.
And they got that new defensive coordinator. I forget his name, but he's from the NFL, and they brought him in because they promote like Fish used to do. They promote that NFL pipeline, the NFL coaching. So they brought a coach from the NFL that was a defensive coordinator, and that's the new guy that's calling the plays and getting guys in position to make plays, along with, having Warren Sapp. That defensive line, you can see the difference in the intensity that defensive line is playing with at Colorado. I'm just watching. That's why you keep seeing my head turn up right here because, it's fun watching them turn this program around.
Robert Livingston is the gentleman you're talking about, their defensive coordinator. He was the secondary coach with the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay. Before coming back down to work with Deion Sanders and that staff, and they are leading again 34-20 with about 8 minutes to go in Lubbock over the Texas Tech Red Raiders.
Speaking of scoreboard, did you mention the big news of the day yet?
I don't know. Oh, yes. The Arizona Triathlon team wins the national championship in just their second year of existence. We talked to head coach Wes Johnson, a couple of weeks ago, and again he said we're in the mix. There's 3 teams that got a shot. It was ASU, U of A, and Queens College, and the Wildcats came out on top. They finished individually. They had individual finishes of second place, third, 6th, 9th, 13th, 21st, and 27th, and that was good enough to win them the national championship. How about
breaking a certain school up north 6-year run, right?
Arizona
Like they were the
State.
6-time defending champion, and Arizona wins the title. That's even sweeter.
And it was funny because that was one of the things we talked about last year when this team started. We're like, man, they're gonna, they got to compete against ASU. ASU dominates this thing. How long would it take them to catch ASU?
You interviewed him before their first. If memory serves, they only had 3 matches, 2 or 3 matches last year,
right?
And I remember you asking the coach before their first match, like, what's it going to take to be able to challenge with the school up north? And here we are. Was that like 12, 14 months later?
14 months later, you beat them to win the national title. So congratulations to those ladies. Kelly Wetterlin was the one that finished second. Her and Naomi Ruff from Arizona State competed you look at, I think they competed against each other in 3 meets this year. And literally, Naomi Ruff won all of them by like less than 15 seconds. That's how close these 2 young ladies were. That she just, they were neck and neck down the stretch of all of these matches. But the Wildcats just able to put more women in that top 15 sector, and they get the national championship. So congratulations to Wes Johnson and his entire crew. I've reached out to see if we can get any of them on here before we get off the air today. I've been told that they can't even get a hold of the team right now. They're probably down in Florida tearing up the Disney complex down in Orlando, celebrating their national championship. So that is absolutely awesome for this university and for that program and for that new head coach at the University of Arizona.
That's the first since when? Golf?
Golf, yeah. I think that would be the first since golf. And what was that, 2018?
18, I think, yeah.
First national championship for the Wildcats since 2018, for sure. That's really, really cool for those young ladies. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Want to dive into a few more of the numbers from this game today. Again, we had an opportunity for Tommy to play pretty much everybody. I think, did he play all 20 today?
I counted 19.
19, yeah. So there's at least one person that, and that would be the potential red shirt Steven. Right, Emmanuel Steven is the only one they have not played in either of these first 2 games. And we'll let we didn't get to that cut in the pregame. We'll come back to that a little bit later in the show. Coach talked about that after the game on Monday, just where they are in terms of the Emmanuel Stevens situation for this season. Again, there's a lot of guys in front of him, good young talent, but probably is not going to see the floor much this season. And so probably the best opportunity for him is to take the red shirt. Let's hear from the head coach after the game against Canisius when he talked about Emmanuel Stevens.
That's not an easy decision, sometimes for young men to make. They've been playing their whole lives and they're excited to be here. And then, but it's my job to kind of help him see reality and think of the big picture a little bit and also think the big picture for the program as well. Just right now, I'm telling you, he's done a great job. He's made a lot of progress. He just got some guys ahead of him. And, but every one of those bigs that are playing now, at some point they had someone ahead of them in the program. That's just kind of how college basketball works.
Yeah, how many minutes did Umar Ballo get in Spokane?
Right. Yeah, none.
Right.
None.
So, I'm not looking at Emmanuel Stevens ability to get on the court and produce right now is why he's not playing. It's look at this front court. Look at the guys, Kelvin. Look at the bodies they got right now, even off the bench. So it's a pretty packed front court. So there's really not much room.
And I'll say this too: he committed before he knew we was going to get Tobe and Trey. Yeah, so that's the thing when it happens when you're a freshman. You don't quite know what's going to happen in that transfer portal, but he do understand that these guys have had success with guys developing them and helping getting them prepared to go to the next level. So, and I'll say this too. I wish I would have redshirted when they asked me to redshirt. You take it so into your pride because you think the other guys think you can't hoop or there's something wrong. But what I learned is, and what I understand is when a coach want to redshirt you, he actually likes you. Because he could say, you know what, I'm not going to redshirt you and burn your year.
Yeah.
And give you little minutes here and there that doesn't count for anything.
Yeah.
When he's saying, I like you enough to pay for an extra year of school. Right? You can end up having a master's degree. So that's why having, people around you, mentors and people around you to make you understand, because the way you take stuff sometimes have a lot to do with, how things go.
Yeah, I mean, again, you're the only one in this room who could speak to that experience, Kelvin. But the idea, like, getting in the 39th, 40th minute of a game and getting a couple threes up in maybe 10 games in your freshman year, as opposed to having that extra year because you're getting older and wiser and you're playing against, I mean, who are the people who are in the starting backcourt in your freshman year?
My freshman year?
Yeah.
Oh, man. David Stoudemire Sr. and Reggie Gary, which was a junior
There
at the
you
time.
go. Yeah. There you go. So you're talking about senior Damon and junior
And you
Reggie
know what,
Geary.
though, let me say something. Your delusional mind, which has helped you get here, right? I mean, how you 6'1" and you at high level Division I. Your delusional mind is some kind of way you're gonna earn more minutes, but you don't understand 40 minutes basically at a position and the starting point guard is gonna play 39. It's not there. It's just not gonna happen. So, but that's what you have to learn, and you have to have people you trust to give you that information, and that's what's so beautiful about now when you see a lot of these kids, they have a lot better information.
How about 2 games now? The Wildcats, they started 13-0 on Monday and 11-0 tonight. I mean, just taking
that was
it away.
A problem, right? I mean, like they're slow. They had some slow starts in recent years. Yeah. So I mean, getting that cleaned up and getting out to that quick push. I mean, it's only going to be helpful because you expend so much energy. Let's say hypothetically you come out, Kelvin, and you're 2 from 10 from the field to start the game. You're looking up this. Remember that UCLA game? Was that last year when they got down by like 18 in the first half? When you have to expend so much energy to come back, as opposed to just getting another wave of guys off the bench to continue to do what the starter's been doing, much easier for yourself that way.
All right, we'll hear from Henry Vesar and Tobe Awaka post-game with the media when we come back. 102-44, Arizona beats Old Dominion. 2-0 now is the record for the Wildcats, the number 10 ranked Wildcats. All of that and more, plus our keys to the game, what we thought needed to happen. Straight ahead, Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, along with Kelvin Ifan and J.W. Madden. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Our Window Depot postgame coverage of Arizona basketball is just getting started. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The postgame show is brought to you by Dave & Buster's Tucson, Desert Diamond Casinos, Dorado Rock, First Chiropractic, Goodfellas AC, Humane Society of Southern Arizona, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, Restaurant Supply Store, Royal GMC, Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, the Poston Results Team with Keller Williams, Southern Arizona, the Window Depot, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, a proud sponsor of Arizona Athletics since 1968. And this year, the Wildcats are driving into the Big 12. But we've been down this road before. From the WAC to the PAC, it's never been about the conference. It's always been about the Wildcats. And you can count on the Cats. And you can count on Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care for the very best deals on tires and award-winning auto care. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there. Go Cats!
Driving the lane, dunking on the competition, and playing as a team. These are things we'll see this season watching our Wildcats play basketball. These happen to be the things you'll also find when you buy your next vehicle from O'Reilly Chevrolet. The only difference is at O'Reilly, nobody gets penalized for traveling. Heck, we actually encourage it. See us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or find new roads at O'Reilly.com, where you can experience our version of a steal. O'Reilly Chevrolet, more than a great price.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Visit Lennar's 2 communities in Rockin' K, with home savings up to $25,000 and limited time interest rate and closing cost incentives on select move-in ready homes. LiveRockingK.com. Designed by nature. proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilders.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care. A proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Do you trust those in charge of your financial future? Trust is founded on 3 core principles: competence, honesty, and benevolence. Those making decisions about your financial future should always place your best interest ahead of their own. I'm Natalie Fernandez-Lee, and at Meridian Wealth Management, fostering trusted relationships with our clients is our top priority. Call us at 719-1433 or visit meridianwealthllc.com to learn more today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Make Dave & Buster's a part of your weekly rituals. Military Monday, get extra gameplay on your card. Tuesday night is trivia night with great prizes. Thursday is extra credit with student discounts on gameplay after 9 p.m. Stop in Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for lunch specials. Want more? Rewards members will get an extra 100 chips with the purchase of 100 chips and Sunday sips for hospitality workers. Full and quick service restaurants, hotels, and amusement parks. Discounted beverages and apps after 9 p.m. only at Dave & Buster's.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and two-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
Bear down, Wildcat Nation. Our Window Depot coverage of U of A basketball continues. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. A full wrap-up on today's Wildcats contest, top takeaways, reaction from the players and head coach Tommy Lloyd, plus your thoughts on what you saw. The postgame show is brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is your home for Arizona basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Crosses midcourt, stops right through it inside, trying to go to Awaka. Ball knocked loose, but saved by Bryant. Spin move inside, trap, feed it out to Vasar. 3-ball straight away is good for Henry. Good for Lexus of Tucson, charity 3. And that's, believe me, one of many he's going to make this season.
That was his only one today, however. Henry Vasar, 1 of 3 from 3, finished 4 of 10 overall from the field, 10 points. In 20 minutes, he had 9 rebounds to go along with 3 assists and a steal in the ball game. Arizona knocks off Old Dominion 102-44. Tobe Awaka led the way with 18 points and 15 rebounds. Tobe and Henry were in the post-game media session today. Let's hear from the players after their win.
Today compared to your first game?
I think I was just, a little bit more adamant about crashing the glass. Kudos to my teammates. They were putting pressure on those guys in all kind of different ways, which kind of freed me up. And then collectively as a group, we did a great job crashing the glass, which also helped, open up opportunities for me too.
How much time do you spend on body control and trying to be active like that without crashing into people and drawing the whistle?
It's something I've been having to work on with foul trouble and stuff like that. So just being cognizant of, where the refs are and just how, what angle on the court the person's shooting the ball from. So, obviously if it's shooting if the shot's from the corner, the ball's coming off the weak side. So just, having good body positioning before the shot even goes up,
There's certain games
I think it's
that
just a
fit you
mentality
better.
thing. It all kind of depends on how the other team's playing. Last game, Canisius was sort of doubling more. They played more zone. So obviously, scoring on the inside was a little scarce, much harder. That obviously freed up our guards to have a great day. So, today was a little different. They went a little bit more one-on-one, started blocking a little bit more towards the end of the first half, much of the second half. So, yeah.
How would you describe your mentality personally in terms of rebounding and crashing the glass?
Just get everything. Coach has been sort of harping on us about rebounding with two hands. Going with one hand is okay, but, guys are swiping, hanging on your body. So just making sure you go up with two hands forcefully and bring the ball down.
Offensive rebound in particular surprised you guys? Is this team going to do this a lot, or is it just, the way it worked out tonight, like you said, the way they were playing?
I think it's just a mentality thing. Coach has been harping on us crashing the glass, throughout the summer. So it's something that he's been trying to build it into us, for months now. So I think that's just, all the work for the past few months, coming to fruition.
You talked about being excited to come back last game. We talked about how much progress have you made since the first year?
A lot, especially I've definitely gone through the growing pains. And, I've gotten much better physically and basketball-wise too. All the workouts the coach have made us do, and we have improved so much. Even from starting of summer to now, you can see every change. The shooting, all the rebounding, body control, and all that. They just make us try to play on balance. Coach is really high on that.
Do you look at this might be a dumb question, Henry, but do you look at last year as maybe a blessing in disguise, where maybe had you been healthy and all that, you may not have played as much, and now you're going to be a big factor with more time and all that?
I definitely look at it now. At that moment, it was hard to think about it like that, but I definitely try to see it that way, and now I've just been getting better. I said before too. I got 2 off seasons basically, so I just work into shadows. Whenever everybody else was able to play, I just have workouts, but it's hard on a person. But I'm now so happy that it happened, kind of, because I feel like I'm so much better than I would have been otherwise.
Tobe, there was a sequence, I believe, where you blocked a three-pointer and then a couple possessions later blocked a layup. With that kind of extending into the whole team, for you guys, all 5 on the floor, how much is being able to defend all parts of the floor part of the defensive mentality of this team?
Going into the Big 12, defense is going to be a really big key for us. Offensively, we know we're talented, but defensively, to win games on the road, in those tough environments, we have to be sound defensively. And obviously, honestly, it's just a credit to our scout team, just pushing us every, single day during practice. Guys like Grant, Champs, Finn, those guys, they make it really tough for us. So when it comes to the games, it's much easier.
Going off of that with defense, I think 8 different Wildcats had a steal tonight. Is that kind of what you expect out of this roster, where you could go 1 through 8, 1 through 9 with a guy that come up with a play defensively?
For sure. Coach has been harping on playing passing lanes and being aggressive, but also being smart, being opportunistic as well. So I think our guards, KJ, JB, C-Love, Conrad, they did a great job of being smart and being decisive and being aggressive when they should have been.
For your third year here, do you feel like this team can win with defense and rebounding and even on offense? Granted, you guys shot well tonight, even still.
Yeah. I think for sure. This year, I think even before, that's been part of our identity, rebounding and deflections. But this year, I feel like we have really, coach have really emphasized it. And I think we've been showing it the last 2 games, and now we got to show it against big teams too, that we were able to offensive rebound, defensive rebound, get deflections every day, every night.
What do you think of his game, and how does he fit in?
Oh, he's amazing. On defense, he's like a Swiss Army knife. He can guard 1 to 5. His rebounding is amazing. He's so strong. He might be one of the strongest guys I've ever played with. And it's he can move his feet. It's incredible what he can do on defense.
Thanks, man.
Henry, along those lines, what's your thought of you have a couple different looks you can get with him, with Trey, and then when you play with Mo in there, what's kind of been like for you? Do you have to adjust to each guy when you're in with them, and is it different, or?
I mean, a little bit, yeah. Everybody, depending on who does what, we have to adjust to it. But mostly when I play with a Toe or Trey, depending on the scout as well, I'll guard a 5. But with Mo, I'm guarding a 4, so it's a little bit different. But I think that's what coaches whatever. The more we can do, the better we can play.
Time for 2 more. Tobe, have you gotten anybody on the team into your book club?
Kind of, in a way. So book clubs being sort of put on the back burner for a little bit, but like we as a group have started like a sort of Bible study group, so that's been growing every week. So that's been a good thing. Yeah.
Got a couple trips coming up. Maybe you get it going.
Said yeah.
You got a couple of road trips coming up. Maybe get that going.
What the?
Hanging out, reading.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. You know, we're obviously gonna have a lot of free time in the hotels and stuff like that, so that'll be a perfect time to do all that.
I don't feel just going forward, first pretty quick trip to go ahead and play a road game like this next week.
I think it's a great test for us. See, how our offense carries on the road, how our defense carries, and just playing, in a tough environment. We've had two, great home games, two great showouts. So playing on the road is going to be fun. It's going to be a great test for us to see where we are.
All right, those are the players after today's game. Henry Vesar and Tobe Awaka. Tobe Awaka, 18 points, 15 rebounds. 8 of those came at the offensive end of the floor in 21 minutes. And Henry Vesar, 4 of 10. He had 10 points in 20 minutes to go along with 9 rebounds. Those two guys dominated at the offensive end and on the boards today for the Wildcats, who win it 102-44 over Old Dominion. And next up is the Wisconsin Badgers. Other numbers from this game today: points in the paint, it was 58-24 in favor of the Wildcats there. Points off turnovers, 23-6 Arizona. Second chance points, 23-10 Wildcats. Fast break, 23-9 U of A. And bench points, 50-27 for the Wildcats in this ball game as they dominate.
Sam Decker's out of eligibility, right?
Sam Decker is out of eligibility.
Okay, good.
And who's the other guy? The one that married the former news sports anchor here. They played for the Suns.
Frank. Yeah,
Kaminsky.
Frank.
Yeah.
Big Frank.
Frank Kaminsky. Yeah, he's out of eligibility too. Good stuff.
Just last time, I think it was Sam Decker was the one who hit those like 4 threes or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just backbreaking.
Yeah.
Not the exact same Wisconsin team that Arizona might have seen 10 years ago, but still always tough going to a big building like that with some rowdy fans.
Yeah, we try not to remember those nights.
Yeah, and it's a big game for them. This is one of those ones that they need to boost that resume.
Absolutely. 102-44 the final. We'll also hear from the head coach coming up a little bit later. We'll get our keys to the game coming up next, what we thought needed to happen for Arizona to win. If you want to get in on the program, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to do so. Appreciate Rich Carrillo out there, a big supporter of the show, watching and listening as always. Rich, we appreciate you being a fan of what we do here at Wildcats Radio 1290. Much more straight ahead, along with Kelvin Efon and JW Madden. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Our Window Depot postgame coverage of Arizona basketball rolls on. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The postgame show is brought to you by Broadway in Tucson, Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing, Drain Medics, First Choice Pools, Goldberg and Osborne, The Injury Lawyers, Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates, Lexus of Tucson, O'Reilly Chevrolet, Recon Auto Detail, Right Way Heating, Cooling and Plumbing, Rockin' K Master Plan Community designed by nature. Showtime Sports Cards, Tucson Police Department, University Termite and Pest Control, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
JT Auto, where customers are family. Trust your vehicle to JT Auto professional and reliable automotive repair and maintenance services. JT Auto is conveniently located off Fort Lowell and Country Club. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guaranteed, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where customers are family. 623-7066. That's 623-7066.
2025 is bringing the biggest change to air conditioning in decades. New EPA regulations mean AC costs could rise by up to 25%. If you've been thinking about replacing your old AC, now's the time. Right Way is offering zero interest financing and a free furnace when you replace your AC this month. Don't wait till next year when prices go up. Call Right Way today for your free no obligation estimate. Call 549-2697.
Honey, our yard's full of weeds. Looks like a jungle and the neighbors are complaining.
I know. I'm trying to get rid of them, but the product I'm using, it doesn't work.
Oh.
Not to mention, I don't have the time.
But it's not just weeds.
It's not?
No, I'm seeing ants.
Ants?
Yeah, and spiders.
Ooh, spiders.
I know, and I think I saw a scorpion.
No way.
Yes way, and there's a pack rat in our garage.
Ew. Okay, I'll call University Termite and Pest Control today. We'll get rid of all of them.
Okay, honey, thank you.
University Termite and Pest Control, locally owned. Find them online at bepestfree.com.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Kia, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Kia, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus or royalkia.com.
Hi, this is Tim Couch, retired NFL quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, partner at Meridian Wealth Management, and proud member of Meridian's Tucson Advisory Business Council. It's my favorite time of year, college football season. I've always been a proud Wildcat. As our firm has grown in Tucson with Ruben and Natalie Fernandez, I now cheer on 2 Wildcats every year. My alma mater of Kentucky, of course, and our U of A Cats. Here's to a great football season, and go Cats.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
It's November and the weather is cooling down. Now is the time to have your furnace serviced to ensure that it's operating safe and efficient. We also have a $79 garbage disposal service. And check out our monthly plumbing specials on our website. Call Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing for all your plumbing and heating needs at 520-492-0748 or picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit kaisergarage.com to learn more.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 35 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees. Bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including Tucson and Sierra Vista, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 2,200 five-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after an accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm 4 years in a row tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
Our Window Depot coverage on the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now back to your hosts, David Kelly, the Captain Kelvin Ifan, and J.W. Madden.
7 turnovers for Old Dominion. Here's Love with the ball for the Wildcats. Top of the circle, feed it left, Bryant. He'll jump it up for 3 out there over the rim, no good. Townsend, an offensive rebound. Shovel it back, Bryant. Love, top of the key. Rainbow 3 is good. Back-to-back trays for Caleb Love.
Caleb Love, 10 points tonight. Hit back-to-back trays, finished 2 of 5 in the game. 10 points, 1 assist, no turnovers for Caleb Love. So he's not turned the ball over in either of the 2 games for Arizona this season. That is good as they head on the road. Absolutely. You'll take that. 102-44 the final today at McHale Center. Wildcats knock off Old Dominion. Let's find out what we thought needed to happen for Arizona to have a successful day.
Wildcats fans, how did today's Keys to the Game go for the Wildcats? Keys to the Game are brought to you by the Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different.
All right, let's start with my keys to a win today. I think for me, it's got to be consistency. It starts with consistency. I'd like to see a little bit more consistent 40 minutes from this team. They played a great 5 minutes last Monday night and jumping out to that 20-2 lead. Then it got a little bit topsy-turvy there. So I want to see a consistent 40 minutes from this team across the board. I'll agree with what you said there as well, Kelvin. I think it's going to be important to defend the three-point line because, in games like this, that's how a team like Old Dominion is going to beat you. They're going to beat you by knocking down a bunch of three-point shots. So make sure that you're out on shooters and defending the three-point line for sure. And I think the other thing just we didn't see in game one, I'd like to see game two, is the guards aggressively getting to the basket and getting some free throws as well. But again, if you get up early like they did on Monday night, games like that maybe don't necessarily lend to that, and why maybe push the ball into the paint and risk injury a lot of times if you don't necessarily have to, if you're already up 20. But, be a little bit more aggressive to the basket early in the game. I wouldn't necessarily mind that from the Arizona Wildcats. Well, obviously, this was one of those games that did not really lend to the guards having to get to the line. Just Jaden Bradley shot 2. Caleb Love and KJ Lewis did not shoot any free throws, any of the 29 free throws in this game. The bulk of them came from your big guys. Tobe Awaka and Moteus Krivas combined for 12 of those 29. Anthony Del Orso did get to the line 4 times in terms of the guards on this team. But again, games like this, you don't necessarily always need that aggressiveness and line play.
How about 10 free throws for the starters and 19 for the bench, Kelvin?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that bench was being very aggressive, getting into the paint. I thought the starters. I just thought they was just playing clean. I thought the guards wasn't pressing. They were just playing smart. They took advantage of their big, so it wasn't many opportunities to really get fouled.
They also played 21, 18, 20, 23, and 20 minutes respectively. So those starters weren't really in there for too long.
And they guarded the three-point line as Old Dominion made just 2 of 16 in this game. 2 of 16 from the 3, and they didn't shoot the free throws very well either. They made just 6 of 17 from the line. Did ODU, and that is the recipe for a 58-point loss. Kelvin's keys.
One of the major keys is making sure that we cover that three-point line. We want to make sure that that isn't a weapon for other teams that playing against us. So we got to make sure that, yes, we're covering that inside, and we want to make sure they don't get layups, but we don't want to allow wide-open threes. So I want to see them cover those threes and not give up as many wide-open looks. I also believe I want to see the new guys, the Awakas, the Townsends, they'll also get some easier shots within the offense to kind of get them going because I think we're going to need them going into next week versus the better talent. And then hey, try to get this, I ain't going to say get this game over with quick, but jump on top of these guys early so we can get these guys rested and get them ready for next week.
Well, you can do that again with an 11-0 run to start the ball game for the second straight game, a double-digit run right out of the gate. Trey Townsend in the game. We haven't really talked a ton about him. 9 points for Trey on 4 of 6. And like I said, Tobe Awaka, he was just going to get his points because he was just going to rip the ball away from somebody in order to get his points today.
Yeah, no, they checked all my boxes that I was looking for. They jumped on the guys. They only had to play 20 minutes. I'm sure that's kind of what Coach wanted to do to make sure their legs was active and live, but at the same time got some rest because they're probably going to have to play 30 minutes this week. But no, man, I like that they did get those guys going. They kind of got themselves going, but they also got the ball to the guys where they can make some shots, and it's going to be huge because now the scouting report that they have to put together is going to probably include 9 to 10 guys.
J-Dub's keys.
My keys are pretty simple. I watched what Old Dominion did the other day, and they shot 42%, and they had 22 offensive rebounds. That's what kept them in the game. So there's a tendency for teams like Tommy Lloyd's paced teams to get out before they actually secure the defensive rebound. So more than anything, make sure you watch those guys crashing on the offensive glass. Number 2, less than 12 turnovers. I think you're going to play fast. I think they're trying to figure out what lineups they want to do. Doesn't mean you can't play smart while you're doing that. So as a team, moving forward, we're going to see a big steep rise in competition. Against teams like Old Dominion, you want to just make sure you take care of the ball, get good shots. And number 3, don't fall in love with that three-point shot. Work the offense, try to get inside the paint, listen to coach, try to get more free throws than three-point attempts. I'd like to see less than 20, maybe 25 at most three-point attempts. Those are my keys versus Old Dominion.
Only 9 turnovers for Arizona today, so that was right in line with what you thought.
Yeah, no, really impressed. I mean, I think when you have the upperclassman guard play, I'll include Jaden Bradley in that, obviously. Those guys, Kelvin, are just made a real concerted effort to make sure that whatever happens, they're not throwing the ball all over the court. Because some of the games last year we might have seen that got away from Arizona are ones where they had empty possessions. Can't have that.
And in terms of the three-point field goals, they took 22, so that was right between the 20 to 25 that you had seen or wanted. They took 11 in each half, and in fact, they were 4 for 11 in each half.
Yeah, you pointed out in the first post game we had from the first exhibition that there's a lot of guys on this team that can shoot. There also there isn't one or two, Saleem's on this team, right? I mean, we're not looking at a guy who's going to be shooting 49, 50% from three-point line. So when you have your strength is slashers, your strength is the bigs, get in the paint, put 2 feet in that paint and touch it before you start launching. I don't mind any team. I mean, this is a spread game these days, guys, so you got to be able to shoot the three in order to stay in games. But if you see that number creep up above, Kelvin, 30, 35 threes attempted with this lineup, I'd much rather see him shoot 20 and get to the free throw line.
5 guys made threes in this game, with two guys that had multiple threes coming off your bench, and Anthony Del Orso and Carter Bryant, each having 2 in the ball game. Good stuff tonight. 102-44, your final. Those are your keys to the game.
Wildcats fans, that's a look at your keys to the game. They're brought to you by the Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different.
All right, on your Goldberg and Osborne Injury Lawyers college football scoreboard, Colorado is about 15 seconds away from beating Texas Tech, 41-27. Texas Tech with the ball, trying to go down and get something and maybe an onside kick, but it doesn't look like that is going to happen. They are out of timeouts and running out of clock as well at home today. We'll have all the scores for you coming up here shortly. We'll get you high school or college football as well as college basketball.
Kansas finally decided they wanted to play some football.
Did they? All right. Well,
yes, they did.
And who were they? They were playing somebody today. Who they were playing?
Yeah, they got an upset over in ranked. I don't have it right in front of me, but I did see that they won their game today, and obviously came in as the second favorite to Utah in that league when the year started.
They beat Iowa State.
Yeah,
so
they beat the
2
Cyclones
losses in a row for Iowa State. Wow, Iowa State started the season 7-0, but now back-to-back losses to Kansas and Houston, 2 teams that are kind of at the bottom. So I don't know if that's good news for Arizona or not, but teams from the bottom starting to play their way up. Hopefully Arizona can be one of those teams when they hit the field again next week against the Houston Cougars. It is now final in Lubbock, 41-27. Colorado knocks off Texas, so they are now 5-1 in Big 12 conference play, staying right there with BYU, who's going to play at Utah a little bit later coming up tonight. All right, let's take a timeout here. We'll come back. A few more things to take care of, as well as hear from the head coach and you. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, along with Kelvin Ifan and J.W. Madden. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio, 1290.
Make the right choice for your home when it comes to windows and doors. For more than 20 years, the Window Depot has provided the best price and biggest inventory on in-stock windows and doors. The Window Depot is open to the public, so whether you're a homeowner or a contractor, you can shop the enormous warehouse. Browse the shelves with over 1,000 vinyl windows, interior and patio doors, and skylights in several varieties and sizes available to go home today. Shop thewindowdepot.com or find a location near you. The Window Depot. Best price, biggest inventory.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. In the top-rated Vail School District, Rockin' K is close to work, shopping, and services. Tour 18 model homes by top-tier builders, offering move-in ready homes and special incentives. LiveRockingK.com. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, a proud sponsor of Arizona Athletics since 1968. And this year, the Wildcats are driving into the Big 12. But we've been down this road before. From the WAC to the PAC, it's never been about the conference. It's always been about the Wildcats. And you can count on the Cats. And you can count on Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care for the very best deals on tires and award-winning auto care. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there. Go Cats!
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 35 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees. Bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including Tucson and Sierra Vista, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 2,200 five-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after an accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm 4 years in a row tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
Did you know collecting sports cards is one of the fastest growing hobbies around? Whether you're looking to start or expand your collection, Showtime Cards is your ultimate destination. As one of the leading card shops in the country, they've been serving our community for over 25 years with the best in sports cards and trading card games. From rare finds to the latest releases, Showtime Cards has it all. Check them out at ShowtimeCards.com or visit them today at 5801 East Speedway. And discover why collectors everywhere trust Showtime Cards for their passion.
Driving the lane, dunking on the competition, and playing as a team. These are things we'll see this season watching our Wildcats play basketball. These happen to be the things you'll also find when you buy your next vehicle from O'Reilly Chevrolet. The only difference is at O'Reilly, nobody gets penalized for traveling. Heck, we actually encourage it. See us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or find new roads at O'Reilly.com where you can experience our version of a steal. O'Reilly Chevrolet, more than a great price.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
There are many reasons you might need Dorado Rockin' Materials. A few bare spots in the yard, the driveway needs filling in, or it could be that the yard needs a whole makeover. Whatever the reason, if your yard has the summertime blues, Dorado Rockin' Materials has everything from sand to boulders and every rock and pebble in between. If you need help spreading it, we have options for that too. Call 400-4233. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and two-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. We have the Arizona Wildcats covered on game day like no one else. We are Wildcats Radio 1290. Our Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now back to your hosts, David Kelly, the Captain Kelvin Ifan, and J.W. Madden.
102-44, the final today at McHale Center. Arizona knocks off Old Dominion. 19 of the 20 guys on the roster played in this contest. We'll see. We'll hear from the head coach coming up here in a few minutes.
Did you hear about the scoreboard controversy?
At our game?
Yeah.
I did not. No.
Well, Brian and Rhino were talking after the game. Apparently, Liam got 2 free throws that weren't credited. He got credited in the box score. So when they were given the official score, Liam had 2 free throws, but apparently he didn't go to the line. So they were trying to figure that out.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Oh, he did? Because Rhino,
he did go to the line, and he made both free throws.
I was in transit, but Rhino and Brian were talking like Liam got 2 points that he didn't get, something like that.
Well,
that it would have been Hefecito or something like that was the one at the line, something like that.
He does have, well, he's listed as 2 for 2 in the box score I have, but I was not in the building, so I could not tell
Yeah, he got the free throws. I don't remember him making a shot, though. So maybe that's what they're talking about.
Maybe so.
He, well, they've got him in the book as currently he is in the book. Is Liam Lloyd for 4 points tonight, 1 of 3 from the field, missed a 3, and 2 of 2 from the line in 5 minutes. So I don't know. I'll look and see if that potentially has changed since the end of the game, but he was in the book for 4 points. In terms of the walk-ons that got in tonight, Liam Lloyd had 4. Grant Whiteman got another bucket. He is he's kind of getting, he just continues to play and continues to score. I think every time he gets in the game, he scores. So good on Grant for being able to find him points when he gets in there. He was 1 for 2. And obviously Conrad Martinez played 10 minutes, so got reserve minutes. And he finished with 5 points and 4 assists. So nice use of his 10 minutes. The question, I think, is still where he fits where Conrad Martinez.
I
fits
think
in this
Kelvin
whole
said
thing
it best.
moving
Change of
forward.
pace. I mean, you talk about a guy who's going to come in and bring 100% on every single play. That's your TJ type guy. I mean, that's who he is. Really heady. I think if he could knock down consistently, Kelvin, that 22-footer, then he would have a real place. I think it's just a matter of change of pace, and I think the coaching staff trusts him clearly because they've been talking him up for a long time. Real quick, you mentioned Grant Whiteman. That was his 46th game. 46th game in an Arizona Wildcat jersey.
I'd be interested to find out if that's a walk-on record.
They used to put Josh into every game, right?
Josh?
Yeah, I mean, he was technically a walk-on, I think.
But even though his first year he was on scholarship.
Right,
so
but he gave it up. He gave up his scholarship, yeah.
They did change the box score. So Liam Lloyd was initially credited with a basket that was Conrad Martinez.
Yeah. I didn't see it. I just heard Rhino and Brian talking about it after the game.
Lloyd wears 11. Conrad wears 55. So Conrad actually now finishes with 7 points as he was 2 for 2 and 3 for 4 from the line. 7 points in his 11 minutes of play. And then so only 2 points for Mr. Liam Lloyd in the game, and both of those came from the free throw line.
Hey, if you've been watching any international basketball, if you can get some mentions for the Spain's international team, right? I mean, they've been playing ball out there. I mean, how many, medals do they have in the Olympics over the past 25 years? So, I trust the coaching staff. When they talk about Kelvin, what he's doing behind the scenes, you don't get to see it a lot of times as fans. But what he's been doing behind the scenes, clearly that's enough for them to get him some kind of minutes.
And I know he has to be a pest on those guys because you got to think about it. Bradley is 6'4". I mean, you have to go against a 5'11", 5'10" guy, jitterbug that could just run around the court, pick and rolls, just up under you when you're dribbling the ball. It's helping both of those guys, all of those guards, having those different looks to have to go against.
Yeah, I was expecting him to get a steal every time he got in the game last year just because he's got real good court sense. He understands both sides, Kelly. And, I mean, he's that kind of guy you just expect his turnover ratio to be something crazy like 4-1, 5-1 type of thing.
102-44 was the final. The next game will be on Friday in Wisconsin against the University of Wisconsin Badgers, first road trip of the season. Kelvin, any final thoughts from you?
Hey, the real basketball gets started this week. I'm sure that's the same thing Coach is telling the guys. The real basketball gets started this week. I thought it was great to see the new guys play well on the offensive end. They always play well to me on the defensive end. They're also, I got to look at him a little bit more to make sure he's playing well on the defensive end. On the offensive end, very aggressive. But I love to see those guys get incorporated with what we're doing. I think that we have the talent, man, to win some of these games coming up. So I'm just excited to see how it all turns out.
I have to go back and watch the tape again, but he looked, talking about Delorso, he looked active out there defensively when I was watching my.
And he got some boards today, so that was huge for me right there to see him get on the defensive board because, as J-Dub always like to say, the more guys you got rebounding, you can start that break with, and he's a guy that has some point guard ability. He's going to be asked to be a second guard sometimes with that second unit, so it's good to see him rebounding because that gets that break going.
Good size, too. Was he like 6'6"?
Yeah, at least 6'5", 6'6".
All right, Calvin, we will talk to you. We'll talk to you Thursday for football. This is a weird week, so we'll talk to you Thursday as normal for football because everything is on Friday coming up this week. I'll let you know the schedule because
the good news though is we'll have more than 5 minutes with Kelvin on Thursday because we got the extra hour.
That's true. We got the extra hour, and we've got to figure out a way to. What's the saying? Put 10 pounds into 10 pounds of potatoes
ham into a
5-pound
tin.
Is that what he said?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like. Well, we got to figure that out because I think we're doing one show, one pregame and one postgame to incorporate everything that is football and basketball.
Yeah,
so your mind is going to be swimming because we're going to be going from basketball feature back to football feature.
Kelvin's
back
like,
to
yeah,
basketball
I think
feature back to football feature. It's going to be interesting.
Kelvin's like, what I think Awaka really needs to do is get to that second level and make sure that he gets a body into some of those linebackers. Oh, wait, no.
Exactly. All right, Kelvin, we'll talk to you later in the week. Kelvin Ifan, the captain. Always appreciate his time here in his expertise on the game of basketball. Let's hear from the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats, Tommy Lloyd, after a 102-44 win over Old Dominion.
Congratulate Wes Johnson and our women's triathlon team. They won a natty today. It's pretty impressive in second year in the program. So, they're setting a high standard to follow, but we're up for it. So let's get this going so you guys can go enjoy your beautiful Saturday in Tucson.
Thoughts on Toby's overall performance tonight in his game defensively for the team?
Yeah, I mean, Tobe obviously is a very impactful player, and, he's just such a good person. You guys can see for an interviewing him. I mean, it's so fun to watch him have some success and to grow and develop. And, I'll give him credit because everything hasn't always come easy for him. So, we're continuing to push him, but watching him hang with it it's been really inspirational.
He's kind of struggled from the line in these first two games. Is that just a product of getting to the line that much, or is that something?
Well, we need to step up and make them, and hey, you're right. There always is you win a game like this, you do have to look at things like that. We're not going to make a big deal out of them. I think we're going to be a really good free throw shooting team in time. And it'd be nice if time was next Friday in Madison, with that, I'd be happy with that. So, we're gonna take a look at a few things, and but we have good players, we have ballers, so I trust these guys are going to be great free throw shooters.
Could it be a blessing in disguise for Henry, who missed last year, kind of gained weight, kind of learned more about the system, where he may not have played, and now he's going to be a big impact?
Now we can talk with hindsight. It's not in disguise. I mean, it's just a straight blessing. I mean, it is. Big guys take a little bit more time. I mean, just the physicality and the fundamentals, that it takes to be successful at this level and beyond, are, they're pretty substantial. So he's made significant, progress in those areas, and I think there's more. I think there's more. I got him on at the start of the game. I thought, right when he got in the game, I thought, he had an opportunity to vertical contested drive, and I think he fouled or they scored. It wasn't great. Went down to the other end, drove right away, kind of some whirling dervish spin and got off balance, So he's got to understand he's 7 foot and long and, on the thinner side. So he's got to be able to find his strength and his balance at the end of those drives. And then he settled in, and I thought he was really good.
Started the first two games not allowing a bucket for the first 4 minutes of each game. How much is that tone setting defensively for the entire performance?
Well, it's great. I mean, I didn't know that, but that's great news. And I've really been on these guys to step it up defensively. I think defensively we've been good. The last couple of years, the numbers say we've been good, maybe even better than good. I want more. I want more out of this team on that end of the floor. And I was really on them. This week, because I want to establish that standard, for our program. And I think we can be a very, very good defensive team that we can hang our hat on that side of the floor. And I think in order for us to get where we want to go, that's going to have to be an absolute. So I'm satisfied with the progress, but I look forward to watching the film and getting back into practice and grinding on them again, because I know that we got to make sure our defense can travel.
Does defensive rebounding especially kind of go hand in hand with that and being able to, have the defensive performance like you did wire to wire today?
Well, if you're, solid defensively but aggressive, you can be opportunistic. And, it means if a ball's floating in front of your face, by all means, run through the passing lane. But if not, let's hunker down, be defensively, keep things in front, make them shoot over the top of us. We have good length and good athletes. And then, rebounding something that we harp on every single day. And, in theory, if you're not in a ton of rotations defensively, your positioning is closer to, between your man and the basket, so it's easy to cut them out, or get a good block out, and you have inside position on the glass. So those kind of details stack up. And we were on our guys. I mean, Old Dominion last week, or, whatever it was when they played, I think Monday, they had 22 offensive rebounds. And I watched the film, and I'm like, hey, to me it looked like it was a very focal part of what they were trying to do, and they were very intentional with how they were offensive rebounding. So, we really challenged our guys.
Your offensive rebounding? Sorry, Ryan. Do you feel like with your offensive rebounding, does this maybe, you shoot 50%, but with the putbacks you had, maybe more potential there than some of the teams you've had?
Well, listen, I love offensive rebounding. I mean, offensive rebounding is a great insurance policy on offense. You know, you run your offense, you try to get great shots. You know what? I got on Caleb and JB, you know, one of those possessions. I think they both shot faked themselves out of threes, and we ended up almost at a shot clock violation. I'm like, guys, like, we get under 10 and let it rip. And then let's get 6 hands on the offensive glass. I mean, that's what we want to do. So, yeah, I mean, it's always going to be a staple of what we do. I think we have, you know, great potential, you know, with our depth inside and some of our athletic wings to be a great offensive rebounding team.
The newcomers, did it feel like they were more comfortable than the first?
Yeah, I mean, I think their first run, they weren't great, you know, and I got on them about that. So, you know, we're still trying to figure out exactly how we want to rotate things, and you know, it might not be the same every single game, but once they settled in, they were a lot better, and it was good to see Carter have a little success. It was good to see Delly make a few shots. I mean, you know, Delly shot the ball incredibly well ever since he's been with us. You know, just, you know, his last 2 games maybe haven't been his best. So, and I feel like he wants to see the ball go in the basket. So it was great to see him do that. And you know, I thought overall, you know, it was a great team effort, but it was good to see the new guys kind of, you know, get their Arizona wings a little bit today.
You brought in Mo, I think, about 3 minutes in both halves for Tobe. Do you feel like that's something that you could keep doing on a regular basis?
Well, we'll continue. We'll continue to talk about it. You know what I mean? You know, hey, Mo took about 6 weeks off, so you know we're trying to build this team for the long run. So you know, we're going to build him in and you know, kind of figure out, you know, what's the best way for him to function at a high level in some of these games. Because hey, guys, we obviously know, I mean, it's about to get real. So, you know, I need Mo to continue to make better and better over the next week to 2 weeks.
Being aggressive defensively, how does that help you on the perimeter when you have those 3 guys who can stretch it and athletic and do a lot of pestiness?
Well, I think those perimeter guys, it really helps us there to be able to pressure the ball, and they have experience now. So, you know, they've been through scouting reports. They know how to execute game plans. You know, but I think what else is helping us is just our depth inside and our mobility of our bigs is allowing us to kind of explore some different ball screen coverages and maybe some different switching scenarios than we've been able to do in the past. So, I like how the package is coming together, but, you know, I also know that it's on film and we watch it, and I know that our other teams our opponents are going to watch it. So, you know, it's going to be I mean, probably a little bit of a give and take for a while as they try to figure out how to attack us and figure out where our chinks in our armor are.
Both you and Tobe have talked about he wants to foul less, you want him to foul less, you know, a little bit of a bull in China shop kind of deal he had a reputation for, but tonight, 1 foul, I mean, are you seeing more signs that he
Yeah, I mean, you know, Tobe's kind of one of those guys that just, you know, he plays incredibly hard. And, you know, sometimes if he doesn't quite get the ball or doesn't work out his way, maybe in the past he just club a guy, you know, out of frustration. And I'm like, well, you know, if you want to play more, you don't club a guy. And you know, we also want to play very physical defense without fouling, because, you know, we don't want those teams to get bonus free throws. And, you know, because, you know, free throw line, I mean, obviously tonight, you know, us, you know, Arizona and Buffalo both didn't, you know, it wasn't a legendary performance from the line, but on a nightly basis, you know, the more you keep your opponent off the line, the harder it is for them to be efficient on offense.
And I know it's early. I was just wondering if you've seen signs in Tobe so far that he's more in control like that.
I mean, you said it yourself. You had 1 foul today. I mean, I think that's incredible. And, you know, I mean, I'm looking at a lot of those rebounds he had, and those offensive rebounds. Instead of being in arm battles and all tied up with people, he's getting 2 hands free above his shoulders. And he said, you know, if you got 2 hands free, it's hard to push, right? And so those are the conversations we've been having, and just kind of teaching him some little different techniques. But he's been awesome.
Obviously, the first 2 games went how you wanted them to go, but do you take the perspective that you'll know a lot more about this team after the next 2?
I mean, you're going to continue to learn about your team all year. Like I've told you guys all along, I love who we got, and I know where we're going, but I really like who we're walking in with. And so I'm excited to see how it goes. You know, we might have a tough night or 2, and that'll be okay because these guys will learn from it. But all in all, I think we're trending in the right direction, and I think we're ready for the challenges that lay ahead.
I think you usually have 3, sometimes 4 kind of warm-up games at home, so to speak, or whatever. But this time 2, and you're going to Wisconsin. Do you feel did that change anything, or do you feel like you had to speed things up? Or?
Not really. I just think, how scheduling kind of breaks sometimes, and it just, to me, it seems like there's a lot of, gaps this year in our schedule, which could be a good thing. It could allow us to rest a little bit, practice, continue to build. Sometimes when you play those 3 games in 3 days and you're really only allowed 11 non-conference games pretty much, right? So if you play 3 of them in 3 days over basically a 2-month period, I mean, there's some gaps in there. So just kind of how it worked out, and I'm good where we're at.
Yeah, on the flip side, you get more practice time. Do you feel like, has that changed, especially heading into Wisconsin, that you've had a lot of open days between these games?
Well, I mean, but what it allows you to do is kind of go back and clean things up. It allows you to revisit maybe things you installed, earlier in the fall. And, then it gives you time to still game plan for your opponent. So, it gives you time to get better. And, you kind of look at, hey, I mean, obviously we have a couple really big single games coming up. You got Wisconsin, you got Duke. Both are going to be incredibly challenging. But, what I got to have my eyes on too is, you have 3 games in 3 days that are going to be really hard in the Bahamas. So, you have all this practice time. You got to make sure you're preparing your team to play, probably 3 games, maybe against 3 very different styles of play in 3 consecutive days. So, the next 2 weeks are critical.
All right, that is the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats, Tommy Lloyd, after a 102-44 Wildcat win over Old Dominion to push U of A to 2-0 on the season.
Were you at that game the last time Wisconsin and Arizona played? That might have been the single best half I've seen a Tommy Lloyd team play. Remember that first half? They got out to
as a home game,
30.
Right?
Yeah. They got out to some crazy lead like last time.
Yes, I do remember that now.
Yeah. Last year.
That was last year, yeah.
In December last year.
Yeah, they were. They did roll out real quick in that particular game. I do remember that now.
I just, because they had lost 3 straight in those big games in the NCAA tournament, I think somebody spread the rumor that maybe get back at those Badgers while you can, because that's how they played.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to give you your scoreboard and wrap it up after this final timeout. 102-44 Arizona over Old Dominion. It is Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Honey, our yard's full of weeds. Looks like a jungle and the neighbors are complaining.
I know. I'm trying to get rid of them, but the product I'm using, it doesn't work.
Oh.
Not to mention, I don't have the time.
But it's not just weeds.
It's not?
No, I'm seeing ants.
Ants?
Yeah, and spiders.
Ooh, spiders.
I know, and I think I saw a scorpion.
No way.
Yes way, and there's a pack rat in our garage.
Ew. Okay, I'll call University Termite and Pest Control today. We'll get rid of all of them.
Okay, honey, thank you.
University Termite and Pest Control, locally owned. Find them online at bepestfree.com.
Day in and day out, we're inundated with commercials asking to review your portfolio or telling you to get a second opinion. This is Natalie Fernandez with Meridian Wealth Management, and I want to share the advice I give people every day. Talk to 3 different advisors at 3 different firms. It's important to understand their differences and find someone you can trust. I want Meridian to be one of your 3, and then you will decide who is best for you. To learn more, call us at 719-1433 today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 35 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees. Bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including Tucson and Sierra Vista, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 2,200 5-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after an accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm 4 years in a row tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne. 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rocking K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Visit Lennar's 2 communities in Rocking K, with home savings up to $25,000 and limited time interest rate and closing cost incentives on select move-in ready homes. LiveRockingK.com. Designed by nature. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
The Window Depot is more than a window store. The Window Depot is a one-stop warehouse with everything you need for your complete home remodel. Shop the aisles of pre-built cabinets in a variety of colors, granite and quartz countertops, sinks, skylights, and hardware to complete your project. Need a custom order? We can help. Our designers offer free design services and can special order everything you need for your kitchen or bathroom remodel today. Shop thewindowdepot.com or find a location near you. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Kia, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Kia, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus or royalkia.com.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, a proud sponsor of Arizona Athletics since 1968. And this year, the Wildcats are driving into the Big 12. But we've been down this road before. From the WAC to the PAC, it's never been about the conference. It's always been about the Wildcats. And you can count on the Cats. And you can count on Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care for the very best deals on tires and award-winning auto care. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there. Go Cats!
Are you facing plumbing problems and need a reliable solution? Whether it's a leaky faucet, a clogged drain, or an upgrade to a tankless water heater, Rightway has you covered. And for a limited time only, we're offering 10% off your next repair or installation. Don't let plumbing issues ruin your day. Call Rightway at 520-276-2775. We'll get a plumber to your door. If it's worth doing, do it the right way.
Our Window Depot coverage on the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Gameday postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now back to your hosts, David Kelly, the Captain Kelvin Ifan, and J.W. Madden.
Inside of Awaka, behind the defense, lays it in, and he's fouled. Tobe to the line.
It's that high-low look from Townsend straight down the pipe to Awaka, who ran the floor very hard, posted up right in front of the rim. That is a principle for Tommy Lloyd's postmen. Run the floor hard, you'll be rewarded.
18 points, 15 rebounds for Tobe Awaka in a 102-44 win by the Wildcats over Old Dominion tonight, or this afternoon, I should say, at McHale Center. Let's update you on what is happening around the rest of the college basketball and college football worlds.
Let's take a look at what's happening today around the rest of the country. Scoreboard is brought to you by Goldberg and Osborne. Goldberg and Osborne, the injury lawyers.
All right, we'll start with basketball. Last night, Kansas knocked off number 9 North Carolina. Kansas is the number 1 team in the country. They win 92-89. Hunter Dickinson, 20 points and 10 rebounds. Arizona State also won last night, their second win of the year. B.J. Freeman had 17 for the Sun Devils as they beat Santa Clara and former coach Herb Sendek 81-74. Other games from last night, Cincinnati over Morehead State 83-56. Central Florida beat Purdue Fort Wayne 75-68. West Virginia over UMass 75-69. TCU beat Florida Gulf Coast 67-51, the long ago team known as Dunk City. Texas Tech beat Northwestern State. That's a college down in Texas, 86-65. Colorado over Northern Colorado. That was a tight one, 90-88. The Buffaloes squeaked by with a 2-point win. BYU over Riverside, 86-60. Only a limited number of games today in the Big 12. One of them is final outside of Arizona. Kansas State knocks off Cleveland State 77-64. In progress, there are 2 games tonight involving ranked teams on both sides. This game is just about to go to the half. Baylor is leading Arkansas 39-33. That game is in Dallas tonight. And then over in Houston at 7:30, it'll be 11th ranked Auburn against the 4th ranked Houston Cougars. Finals in the top 25 outside of the Big 12. Number 12, Tennessee beat Louisville 77-55. It was 23rd ranked Kentucky over Bucknell 100-72. In progress, number 3, UConn leading New Hampshire, I should say, trailing New Hampshire by a score of 13-12. That is your college basketball scoreboard. Let's give you your Big 12 college football scoreboard, and we will start with an upset Kansas wins again.
Here's a wide open Jayhawk. It could be a touchdown. It is! Touchdown, Kansas! Quentin Skinner from 24 yards out. Once again, wide open. Wave that wheat. The Jayhawks with 3 straight touchdowns.
That is Kansas Learfield with that call. 45-36. The Jayhawks at home beat Iowa State. Iowa State, after starting the season 7-0, the 17th ranked Cyclones have now lost 2 games in a row to fall to 4-2. Other finals today: West Virginia is also 4-2 in the Big 12 as they go on the road and beat Cincinnati in the Queen City 31-24. The Mountaineers forced 3 turnovers in that game. Down in Lubbock, Texas, don't look now, but here comes Colorado.
Tough situation. Second down and 19. There's a little screen off of the left-hand side, caught by Travis, turns a corner, on his way to the end zone, and he leaps into the end zone with joy, and Colorado scores with 1:18 to play in the third. Travis Hunter.
I can hear the cowboy hat in that call.
There it is. Yeah, that's Mr. Cowboy, Mark Johnson. We've had him on our show a number of times. 20th ranked Colorado beats Texas Tech 41-27. So the Buffaloes are 5-1 in conference play. They hold on to second place. They will now await to see what happens tonight between BYU and Utah. That is at Rice-Eccles Stadium in Salt Lake City. The Battle of Utah, the rivalry. It can get ugly between these two teams at times. BYU at 8-0 and 5-0 in conference play, so they need to win to stay a game up on Colorado.
It's a good nickname.
Yeah.
Holy War.
The Holy War. There you go. There you go. Those two teams. That'll be an 8:15 kickoff in Salt Lake City. These games are in progress right now, just 2 games in progress. TCU all over Oklahoma State. It is just continues to get bad, from bad to worse for the Cowboys. TCU at home leading Oklahoma State 24-0. Oklahoma State has lost 6 games in a row to fall. They're at 3-6 right now in the Big 12, and that is a place that Arizona still must go this season, to TCU. Up in Tempe, they are about to go to the half, and how about this? Central Florida leading Arizona State 17-14. Dylan Risk getting another start. He carved up Arizona, and now he is 16 of 20 for 144 yards in the first half and has his Knights, they're back to being the Knights and not the Citronauts, the Knights, on top 17-14 over Arizona State. Top 25 finals on the board, not involving Big 12. Ohio State beat Purdue today 45-0. Ole Miss over Georgia. That's an upset. Number 16 Ole Miss at home beats Georgia 28-10. Jackson Dart didn't throw for a ridiculous number of yards today, but he did get 199 and a touchdown, and Ole Miss gets the win. There is an upset, though, in the top 25. In the top 5, in fact, Georgia Tech knocks off number 4 Miami 28-23. That is the first loss for the Hurricanes. Texas over Florida 49-17. Indiana squeaks by Michigan at home 20-15. Indiana, number 8 in the country, 10-0, 7-0 in the Big Ten. I don't know if they play Ohio State, but that's going to be the game to look at there coming up. Clemson beats Virginia Tech 24-14, and it was number 25 Army over North Texas 14-3.
Real quick, 2 scoreboard things. Number 1, how about your Cavs 10-0 taking care of the Warriors last night? The really good Warriors team this year.
Yeah.
And number 2,
pretty impressive.
Have you seen the Baylor Bears preseason non-conference schedule in
basketball? I have not. No,
because you saw them play Gonzaga, right?
And
Tonight they're playing number 16 Arkansas in effect. They also play UConn.
Oh wow.
Number 3 ranked UConn. Their first 7 games, DK. Remember last year's non-conference schedule for Arizona? I think there was like 4 top 20 teams in a row. Kudos to Scott Drew. I mean, Gonzaga, Arkansas, and UConn all in the non-con. I mean, we need to see more of that. That's what we want to see, is the big-name teams playing each other non-conference games.
There is no question about that. How about what happened last night at McHale Center?
Kansas able to foil each set point now, at least 3 now.
Can they do another one? Back row. It's ripped right there. Arizona 15-13 in the fifth. What a victory against number 8 KU.
All right, that is our guy, Matt Muehlbach, doing play-by-play of volleyball. How about that? We have to get him on the show next week.
Did you hear the banter between them on the broadcast tonight?
Because
Steve Quist was doing the game.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah, so Matt and Steve were doing it, and Steve said something like, "You'll have to come back for the next volleyball match or whatever." And Matt's like, "No, I'm going to let you handle that from now on." It was really funny.
The rip there at the end to finish off the upset of number 8 Kansas came from Jordan Wilson, the junior outside hitter who finished the night with 37 kills. That is tied for third most ever in a single match at the University of Arizona. Kim Glass did it twice. That's the Olympian Kim Glass. That's the best player in school history. Kim Glass did it twice. Jordan Wilson now has her name right up there with Kim Glass, Melissa McLendon, who had 41 in a match, and Christy Colson, who had 38. What a performance by the junior. That was the most in a match since Maddie Kingdon had 33 in the NCAA tournament back in 2016. Wildcats came from 2-1 down to upset Kansas 3-2. And if you weren't with us earlier, the triathlon team at the University of Arizona, in just their second year of existence, wins the national championship. The ladies had placements in Florida of 2nd, 3rd, 6th, 9th, 13th, 21st, and 27th to win the national title. Congratulations to Wes Johnson and his ladies. Kelly Wetland finished 2nd overall. Just unbelievable for that team in just their second year to have an opportunity to go and do what they just did and do it and knocking out the defending national champion, the 6-time, I should say, defending national champion, ASU Sun Devils. So congratulations to those ladies on that fabulous performance down in Florida. All right, J-Dub, any final thoughts?
I'm just really excited about this road trip. I always like some, a little bit of bump in the road, because especially when you have a team like this, DK, where they're really trying to figure out each other, trying to figure out, there's a core group of 5-6 rotation guys coming back, but all the new guys they've added and all the experienced new guys they've added, it takes some time, in-game time, to mesh. Really looking forward to this road trip to Wisconsin, because, there's going to be some, adversity. You're going to see some runs. It's not a great Wisconsin team, but again, 2-0, and you never can count out a team on their home court. So love what I'm seeing from the defense. Really like what I'm seeing from the lack of turnovers, especially from this team. Excited about what's going to happen here in the next few weeks, DK.
All right, we'll stay with us. We'll let you know exactly what the schedule is going to be for Friday. Obviously, we've got men's basketball and football happening at the same time. We will be on the mall, obviously, and a large part of our focus will be football, but we will focus both. The games, what I can tell you right now is the football game will air here on Wildcats Radio 1290. The basketball game will air on K-Hit 107.5. So normally football and basketball both air on the two stations, but this week we will split them up. So football will air here on 1290, basketball on K-Hit 107.5. We'll follow up with you later in the week on exactly how the pre-gaming of that will work out as well, heading into all of that, which is happening on Friday. Don't forget Arizona women's basketball tomorrow against San Diego, UC San Diego. That'll be a 3 o'clock tip-off in La Jolla, California. 2:45 will be airtime over on Freedom 1400 with Derek Palmer. Thanks to everybody that was a part of these broadcasts today. Oh, yes. Get the music going. You know it. Can't go out without the music. Back to the 1980s. We had, obviously, J.W. Madden, Dragon Ball, David Amata was here. Dusty Dale on the FM side today. Priscilla Mugwa, associate producer. And for J.W. Madden and Kelvin Ifan, my name is David Kelly, giving you that final score one more time in front of 13,982 at McHale Center. The Arizona Wildcats 102, the Old Dominion Monarchs 44. We'll talk to you Monday Brent Brennan press conference show. Until then, have a great rest of your weekend and bear down, Arizona.
W-I-L-D. Wildcats. W-I-L-D. Cats. Wild about the Cats.
Our Window Depot postgame coverage of Arizona basketball rolls on. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The postgame show is brought to you by Broadway in Tucson, Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing, Drain Medics, First Choice Pools, Goldberg and Osborne, The Injury Lawyers, Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates, Lexus of Tucson, O'Reilly Chevrolet, Recon Auto Detail, Right Way Heating, Cooling and Plumbing, Rockin' K Master Plan Community designed by nature, Showtime Sports Cards, Tucson Police Department, University Termite and Pest Control, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. Thank you for listening to this special presentation from Wildcats Radio 1290. We now return you to our regularly scheduled program already in progress. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Right here on Offsides with Mark Ryan, the all-new Infinity Sports Network. Now it's time for a sports update.
Infinity Sports Network, Sports Flash.
All right, thank you, Mark. Let's tip this one off with NBA action. 4-game slate on Saturday. 1 already final, 2 in progress. Let's check out what's going on right now in the second quarter. The Hawks on top of the Bulls, 63-51. Also in the second quarter, the Cavaliers over the Nets, 52-44. Coming up later in Inglewood, the Clippers, they host the Raptors earlier today. Entering Saturday, the NBA's worst team offensively, they got a big bucket for their second win in 3 games.
54 seconds left. Clarkson, two-man game with Markkanen. Crosses over, gets to his preferred right hand. Skips the pass to Sexton. Ball fakes a 3. Chris Paul defending, now shoots the 3. Got it!
Biggest shot of the night.
Call